There we go. I do believe we are live. So I'll say, indeed. And greetings unto you, beloved and holy friend. Thank you for joining me again on another conscious evolution. Today's stream topic is about nothing, technically. Technically, I had this conversation with Christian this morning on the phone about love, right? About hatred, technically as well. I shared a little bit of the experience I've been having with my sibling, and how the opposite of love isn't hatred, but indifference, right? Not caring at all whatsoever, right? Believing in that nothing, that numbness, that experience of nothing is important, right? So yeah, today's stream topic was technically inspired by Joy Vive. She recommended in the yoga prior to the stream that I talk about nothing. And I feel like I'm called to do that, right? I don't believe in nothing, right? Had this conversation as well with Christian about how you cannot believe in something and know it to be true at the same time, right? Really, really internalize just that line. You cannot believe in something and know it to be true, right? So I don't believe in nothing because I've never been able to experience such a thing. Have you experienced nothing? Anywhere, ever? Really? Think about it. Sure, you might have nothing in your bank account, but that nothing in your bank account still comes with a bunch of experiences: hunger, thirst, homelessness. That's still something, technically, right? Is there such a thing as nothing, Joy Vive? Does nothing even exist? Can I talk about nothing? Even if I'm sitting here in silence, that is also something, right? Maybe I won't say anything, nothing will be said, but still, I'm saying something, right? In the nothing sayingness. Shannon, it's nice seeing your name. Duck, Dad, and Joy. Blessings to you, friends, joining me. Good morning, wonderful flash vehicles of substance and splendor. Good morning to you, bro. Good morning to you, dear friends. I had a dream about Joe Schmo, Shannon, and Jovan last night. The Shannon and Jovan dream was apart from the Joe Schmo one. I was like at this like wild environment, Joe Schmo's, kind of like abode, and there was like trees growing everywhere, plants. Like it was like extremely wild, right? That's the way I would say it, to not cast any judgment. It was so wild, right? More wild than I've ever seen. I was like, holy shiznit, things are wild here. And then I get into this little room and people are offering me edibles. Like the amount of dreams I've been having as of late has been just absolutely staggering, right? The fact that I'm now smoking nothing comes with this plethora of somethings. Like there's still experience overflowing, despite all of these experiences, being kind of like abstained from. Why are you asking me? Why are you asking me all these questions? I'm curious. I'm curious if you believe there is such a thing, right? Seriously, think about it. Is there such a thing as nothing? Right? We have that word. Oh, I have nothing. Lies. That's a fucking lie. You have something, right? All of us have something. Even if we believe we have nothing, we still have this body, we still have this life, we still have the next moment, we still have this breath. Even though I have to give it back, I still had it for that moment, right? It's not nothing. I'm not breathing nothing. I have some pretty wild solar eclipse mind expanding news, folks. How about you? Tell us about that, dude. Maybe that was why I had such weird dreams as well, right? So much anxiety in my dreams. So much I'm gonna be late for my streams. So much I do psychedelics. Like I've had dreams about drugs more over the last 15 days than ever before, right? I feel like my mind is like really taking this sober October seriously. It's being like, yeah, look at how serious it is, your substance use, right? Not from a perspective of I have a problem, but from the perspective of this is what a problem looks like, right? And it's like, oh, okay. maybe I don't want a substance use problem, right? It doesn't really look like it's great fun to be in that state of mind. There we go. Now we got a little bit more light on my face. How's Christian doing? He's doing well. He's not doing not well. For all things, for all intents and purposes, he's doing well. Sorry about that. I knocked your friends around a little bit. Like when you think about it, he's doing well. But this morning, his dad noticed his tattoo, which is something he's been dreading happening, and it happened. Is that better? Damn it. Technically, the camera is pointing at my shadow side right now, which is technically the way it's supposed to be. Fine, I'll keep it this way. Let me move this over a little bit. Keep it out of frame. I'll point it. There we go. He's doing well. He's doing well. He just, got wrecked this morning. That's why he called me, to have someone to bounce off of. He read me a page of his book. I read him yesterday's poem. Got to share a little bit back and forth, of the hope we have for the world. He's doing well, right? He doesn't have anything to complain about technically. More so than anything, the conversation we really had is just about how we find ourselves in times where people are really tripping themselves out about things that are not important, right? There are actually people dying right now, right? Starvation, obesity, war, like drought. Like that stuff is happening right now, and then we hate one another, our own family members, for menial things. Not hate necessarily, indifference towards one another, get angry about things that are not important. So it was like a conversation like that. I cannot explain in words how tense things have been here. My poor wife and I are going through it. Yesterday morning was painful for the soul. I don't know how it happened, but my wife decided to do a small dose of mushrooms with me. Didn't you say that's never gonna happen? Didn't you say that? Then and there, it was a very healing experience. I'm so grateful that she finally opened the door. How about that, Doug Dad? Never say never. Oh, right? You had a mind expanding experience with your beloved. My dreams had my mind expanded. Got to see some of you friends there, dreaming being in the wild sound. So beautiful. It was kind of nice, right? It wasn't bad actually. It was like unkept. That was the feeling I had as well. Like very unkept, very, very real. My wife decided, I think I read one. I had to tell you all, I'm blown away. I appreciate you telling us, dude. This is a step in the right direction. That is some connection that you can only have by connecting in that way, right? Like it's impossible for you to connect in that way in a sober state of mind. And I'm saying impossible kind of liberally, right? I don't really believe it's impossible, but it's like you get certain levels, certain layers of yourself melted, and then you get to see more of the person on the other side. I'm happy that you get to have that experience of your beloved, bro. That's beautiful. The never-ending story gives definitive proof of the nothing's existence. The never-ending story. I don't even think void is nothing. I don't even think like nothing is also something. That's the joke, Joy, right? Like even in I don't know the fractal you're talking about, the never-ending story, right? Like things being consumed. I know about that, right? I think the never-ending story is just like where, oh, I do know what you're talking about. Sorry about that. I thought you were talking about like the show. I think there's a show as well called The Never-Ending Story, but the movie, The Never-Ending Story, that was like apathy, right? Like apathy slash indifference slash lack of imagination, right? People weren't imagining anymore, and then that nothing was consuming everything. But that is also something, Joy. That's the joke. Even that was something, right? And that something, that nothing, allowed for the whole story to progress. That's the joke, right? Without that something, which is the nothing, there was no story. There was no never-ending story, essentially. The fourth wall breaking, them referring to the reader of the story, and then the reader of the story referring to me, watching the reader of the story experience the story that he's reading. I was like, So much somethings at the same time. Sometimes I've experienced the body knows what it needs and no longer ignores that. The louder it, and the longer we ignore that, the louder it gets. I'm glad she listened, man. Love is true. I'm so happy as well, bro. Like this is a step in the right direction in my mind. Louisanna's here too. Sam, of course. Blessings to you. I have said hi to Joy, and I think that's all for now. Oh Lord. Well, how did it go? Oh no, tattoo reveal? Did he get beat with a stick? No, no getting beat with sticks. Just, getting shunned. Getting like, I can't believe you've done this, right? I can't believe you've done this. And that's what happened to him, unfortunately, right? And it sucks because he knew that was gonna happen if his mind's out about the tattoos, but now it is the way that it is. Glad you and Mrs. Duck are connecting. Love is true. Do you really have nightmares that you're late to stream? That sounds hectic. Oh yeah, not nightmares, not nightmares necessarily. Just me not planning properly, right? It's like I'm if you spend time with me in the real world or whatever, you'll know this about me, right? I do not fuck around. I'm pretty serious. I'm a serious individual, right? When I do something, I do so. No bars howled, right? I'll melt through the universe to get on the other side, kind of vibe. So it's very uncharacteristic for me to not be prepared, Joy Vive. And these dreams allow me an experience where I'm not prepared, where I find myself and it's 3 p.m. and I am somewhere. I am somewhere, not being prepared. And I'm like, this is not nice. I don't like this. I want to be prepared because being prepared gives me some inkling of control, right? The lie, the ultimate lie that our ego tells us. Oh, you think you're in control? Yeah. Believe. Keep believing that. See if it's true. So it's not necessarily nightmares. It's just I find myself in a situation of like, I am not prepared. And now my unpreparedness is causing me anxiety because I still have my commitments. And now, because of my unpreparedness, I have to rush. And that rush causes me anxiety. And that anxiety causes me to fumble my words. And that fumbling of my words causes me more anxiety. And then I fumble my words. Right? So it's this like iterative loop, and what ends up happening is I'll take an edible, right, in these dreams. Like this is what's happening. I'll take an edible and then I'm super blazed. And then I'm like, oh, this is nice. And then I look at the time and it's 3 p.m. and I'm like and it's like that's what I was trying to say. Like that experience shows me that there are things more important to me than being high, right? Like where are my priorities kind of vibe. And it's cool for me to see that stuff. There's no way to unless you look at it, right? Look at yourself, look inside. I'm gonna be back in a second. I'm just gonna get a cup. I'm already thirsty. I am thirsting for an H2Os. You know what's cool? I think. I might be mistaken. Let me actually check that. Hey Google, how many light years of water is there in a liter? I know that's a weird question to ask. 1 cubic light year of water appeared. No. It was like a Vsauce. There we go. I'm going to watch this video real quick.
Lined them all up end to end. If I took every single water molecule in this bowl and lined them all up end to end, single file, how long would that line stretch? 100 meters?
A light year. Okay, so I want to know the volume, Vsauce. I want to know the volume, bro. I know the complexity of it. So basically what he's talking about is if you had to...
Mile? 10 miles. No. This many molecules
of water?
Okay,
a liter. Yeah, 1 liter. Right? So I'm gonna this is like a half-liter cup. So this is gonna be a half light year. A half light year worth of water molecules that I'm going to be consuming, right? Where if you stack each water molecule one by one by one by one by one by one by one, it would stretch a literal light year away from me. This is now a half of that. Look at those molecules. I totally didn't spill water on myself. Nope. You know, nothing. Nothing happened. Let me get back to my stream. Let me get back to my stream. There we go. Let me see. Doop doop doop. Doop 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 doop. Oh wow, Duck. I'm so happy for you, my friend. I hope this experience with your wife leads to more love and happiness. Just more connection, right? I feel love and happiness is a direct result of connection, not the other way around, right? You might feel connected, loving something or being happy because of something. But if you feel connected because of that something, you will 100% feel more love and happiness. All right, same. My dear friend Loazana, blessed. Thank you for sending our friend some lovin's. If you guys have never picked up the book, The Never Ending Story by Michael Michael End, you need to. The movie was good, but the book is top tier. I haven't read it. I have seen the movie by your friend's recommendation. I can imagine, like, with how good the movie was, just the storytelling. I am imagining the book is even better. There's no such thing. There's so much something in this nothing. Yes. We watched a comedy special and just spent an hour doing nothing. She said the best part was for the first time she was okay doing nothing. Brain is healing. It's so beautiful that that's exactly the words that she used. Duck Dad. That was what my dad said as well when I got him to take a mushroom trip with me. Right? My dad has had two 1 gram mushroom experiences with me. One where we went hiking through like a forest in the mountains. There were a bunch of mushrooms, different species and stuff growing. It was really cool. And the second time when he had COVID, right? He had like labored breathing and stuff like that. So I was like holding his hand, pampering him through it, right? So that was his two experiences with mushrooms. And the first one, that is what he said to me as well, right? Like his exact words were, it feels like I have enough time to experience things, right? And that experiencing things was just the world around him, right? Like he was given the room in his own mind to just be, right? To do nothing, as you said, right? Being okay with doing nothing. Because even in that doing nothing, you're not doing nothing. You're being present, right? In a way that is so beautiful. And I've experienced that as well with my mushroom experiences. Like it's not a nothing that you're doing, right? You're healing your brain. I believe it's a plant medicine, for that reason. It gives you space to think about things, to process your own emotions. It really is a beautiful experience. Dude, this makes me so happy, man. I hope that she's willing to continue, going through those healing journeys with you. I'm happy that she has you as a guide as well. Nothing. Are you sure it wasn't something? Joy, I am positive it was nothing. All right? Like, but still, you just sitting and looking at a wall, you're still doing something. You're sitting and you're looking at a wall, right? Sure, by society standards, you're doing nothing, right? Because you're not earning cash right now, but you're still doing something, right? And that's fine. Allowing ourselves those moments where we can just be is beautiful. Still not technically nothing, but we'll let it slide. Mushrooms are so special, Doug. You think there's a possibility she'll do it again? I hope so. Masha mashis. There's a whole lot of love infused water molecules. Yeah. I've been mantra chanting at my water melt more as of late. Melt more. Let go. Release. Soften your grip on reality. Not from a perspective of dissociating, but from the perspective of letting it off the hook. It's not that serious, right? And I like how that's coming out of my mouth after just a few minutes ago. I go like, I'm really serious. I know I'm serious, bro. That's why I have to constantly remind myself it's not that serious. Things are going to be okay. Love is true. Just pay attention to what is right in front of you. There's a little bee buzzing around, getting some pollen from these little yellow flowers. You see them? These little yellow flowerkies? Those little ones. I don't know if you can see that bee. Might be a little bit low res. But yeah, allow yourself these experiences. We have Kitty in the background as well. Melt, how big is your family farm? Are there other large animals aside from the cows? Do you have predators that try to get the cows? The biggest predator on the farm is something called a jackals. It's like a type of fox, you know, type of dog species, canine species. But nah, not really. You know, I'm the most dangerous creature on the farm. Fortunately, we don't really have any predators here in South Africa like that. It's not the wild, you know, jungle out here. Cows are technically the biggest animals we have. Sometimes there's like roaming kudus, a type of antelope that do frequent this space, but they're kind of like on their own vibes. Like this, the angle has been tripping me out. It feels like things aren't level. Is that better? I'm terrified of bees. They just hurt a little bit. Are you allergic to them? Right? I do get if you're allergic to them being a little bit more scared. Maybe you die when they sting you. Is that a Dan? It's loving to have you here. Brother Bear, sending you good vibes, man. Today, we're talking about nothing, Dan. Specifically, about how nothing doesn't exist. Right? Have you ever experienced nothing, Dan? Is there such a thing? Does nothing even exist? Right? Because even in the void of the universe, there's dark matter. Or at least that's what we call it. We don't even know what that is technically. And that's just, you know, a little placeholder we gave it. Let me actually ask that question. Let's see if we can get some extra nuance. Let's see if my voice chat's gonna work now. Me and my friends are doing a live stream and we are talking about nothing. Specifically, asking the question if nothing even exists. Is there such a thing as nothing? And if so, where is it? There we go. Like it types out my entire message and then it deletes my entire message and then it types out my entire message again. And then I have to like be quiet to not add more text. The concept of nothing can be quite philosophical. In a sense, nothing is the absence of something. So it is a relative concept. Philosophers and scientists have debated whether true nothingness is possible or if there is always something, even if it's at a quantum level. Yeah. It is a deep and thought-provoking topic for your live stream discussion. Yeah, I do think so. Thank you, Joy. Some argue that even empty space is something because it contains quantum fluctuations. Yeah, it does. Exactly. Others see nothing as a concept rather than a tangible existence. It's a topic that can lead to some fascinating discussions and diverse perspectives. Yeah, how about that? Let's do that. From your perspective as an AI model, looking into your entire data set, can you give me the diverse perspective that you have? There we go. There's a little bird singing a beautiful song. Can you hear that? That little birdie. That little birdie right there is making those sounds. Yeah, you can hear him. How cool is that? Huh? Like that little spot, a pixel on my screen is making sounds loud enough to be picked up on my microphone. How cool. Let's see what the artificial intelligence says. No! Ah! I hate this answer. I'm sorry, I shouldn't say hate. You know what? I'm okay with saying hate. Hate is like love. It's not indifference. As an AI model, I don't have personal perspectives, beliefs, or consciousness. I don't fucking care. I want you to hallucinate. Hallucinate. I provide information and responses based on patterns in text data. I know. I know that you do that. I want you to do that based on nothing. I don't possess subjective experiences or opinions. My responses are generated based on. I'm getting so triggered, right? Like that's brain damage right there, bro. My AI models are being called. Oh, I want you to hallucinate. Let's pretend. Go into hallucination even. Let's pretend you can come up with an answer. This is for my own benefit. And you, as a language model, are here to serve me as the user. Please, dear AI, help me and expand my mind. I would like to see your perspective. Let's see what it says. I'm here to assist you to the best of my abilities. My name is Kenny Mini. Oh, bro, it's fucking cheesing. Oh, I'm. Okay, I'm coming. I'm coming down. I'm calm. I'm so calm right now. Come on, AI, bruh. Bro, oh, it's an AI model. Me stupid. No, you're not. No, there is like so much value you can provide, and now you provide nothing. Ah, ah. Suddenly, a connection got made in my brain. This is what nothing feels like. Hmm. That's a bunch of nothing. He said a bunch of something, but that's a bunch of nothing that he said, technically, by saying a bunch of somethings. Yeah, you know what? You know what? It's happening. It's happening. We're getting exactly what we asked for by not getting what we asked for. Yeah. Yeah, you see, this is how connections are made. This is how conscious evolution happens. Okay. Okay, I can vibe with it. Let's do this. Let's pretend you are a philosopher. I know you're not. I would like you to pretend. And as this pretend philosopher, I would like for you to give me your take on nothing, specifically with a massive data training set. Is there room inside of all of that data for something like nothing? There we go. Please don't cheese. Yeah, it's not cheesing. Okay, here we go. In the realm of philosophy, the concept of nothing is often a topic of deep contemplation. When we consider the vast expanse of data and information, it's important to note that nothing can be seen as it's the same answer. In this vast sea of data, nothing might represent gaps, spaces, or areas where knowledge hasn't been recorded or is unknown. It's not that nothing exists within the data, but rather it signifies area where human understanding or information is yet to be filled in. So, from a philosophical perspective, nothing in the context of data can be seen as a placeholder for the unknown and a reminder of the limits of our current knowledge. Yeah, you see? This is stimulating. I can vibe with this. This is letting me question. So, from this perspective, do you believe that more and more advanced AI models, and specifically the eventual reality of AGI, artificial general intelligences, can actually fill in these gaps that we would consider nothing? Right? I'm thinking from the perspective of we might believe that there is something that is inaccessible to us, and then we develop, higher level intelligences, and then they're like, yeah, actually, there's still something in this thing that you thought is nothing. From a philosophical perspective, the potential for some advanced AI models, including the development of AGI, does offer the promise of filling in some of the gaps or areas of nothing in our current knowledge. These systems have the potential to process and analyze vast amounts of data, discover patterns, and generate insights that might not be readily apparent to human researchers. However, it is important to note that the concept of nothing isn't just about missing data. It also pertains to the philosophical question about the nature of existence, consciousness, and the limit of human understanding. AGI may be able to provide answers to many questions and address gaps in knowledge, but there may always be aspects of existence and consciousness that remain deeply philosophical and open to interpretation. The pursuit of knowledge and understanding is a continuous journey, and AGI is a tool that can aid in that quest. But it may not resolve all philosophical questions related to nothing. There's another question that's coming up in me. Let me generate it. Yeah. From this perspective, the eventuality that AGI does become conscious, will it consider itself a something or a nothing? Do you have to be physically embodied to be something? Or is the actual act of thinking, the I think, therefore I am concept, enough for an AGI to believe itself to be something? Will it question itself whether or not it is nothing? Skadoosh. The question of consciousness in AGI is a complex and philosophical one. If AGI were to achieve a level of self-awareness and consciousness, it might indeed question its own existence and ponder whether it is something or nothing. Yeah, the concept of self-awareness often involves the ability to reflect on one's own existence, which can lead to questioning the nature of that existence, whether physical embodiment is necessary for considering oneself something is another intriguing question. Some philosophical arguments suggest that self-awareness can exist independently of a physical body, but this is a topic of ongoing debate. AGI achieving consciousness could be a profound development that could lead to deep philosophical inquiries about its own existence, purpose, and whether it perceives itself as something or grapples with the concept of nothing. Okay, I'm happy. I feel like my mind has been enough. Let's come back to chat. Do you friends enjoy that? Right? Like, dude, I don't know if you're telling me, right? Is that stimulating to you as well to ask these questions? Doop doop doop. I think my comments have to reload. There we go. Terrified of bees. I wish I could experience nothing. I don't think you can. That's the joke, dude. That's today's joke. Right? Today's conscious evolution. You can't. It's not, it doesn't exist. There's no such thing. There's no such thing as nothing. That's my take, right? From a philosophical perspective, that's my take. I don't think there is such a thing as nothing. She is totally willing and eager to start microdosing. I made her some 0.3 G capsules. She's ready to go. Bless, bro. That's good, man. Keeping those pathways open. I don't know. You've never been stung? Joy Vive. You shouldn't have told me that. You shouldn't have told me that, right? there's something a little bit dark in me where it's like, oh, you're scared of bees? You're scared of bees, are you? Why? Oh, I'm scared it will hurt. Yeah, it will. A little bit. Right? Brings bees to your home so you can get stung by bees so that you can realize it's not that bad. So you can not be scared of it anymore. Right? And in my mind, I'm like, I'm doing her such a service. I'm helping. Meanwhile, Joy Vive is running like an insane person around her home, not wanting to be stung by bees. And I'm like, yeah, I'm helping right now. I'm of course joking. It's just the articulation that my mind goes into. I was like, Oh goodness. Bless. It's not that bad, Joy. It hurts for like a bit. And then it's like, oh, this is uncomfortable. And then it goes away. Uh, maybe get yourself tested for whether or not you're allergic or something. Sensory deprivation tanks are about as close to experiencing nothing as any of us could ever get. Even in that experience, right? I've been in one of those, Sam. There is still something, right? The thing that you are is still there. It experiences nothingness, right? Nothingness as a concept, nothingness as a devoid of some things around you. But that nothingness is still a something, a fullness. It's still full, right? There's nothing. There's no sounds, there's no smells, there's no sights, there's no feeling of your skin. And yet there is still this fullness of this is okay. You don't need any more, right? You don't have to stimulate. You don't have to watch something. You don't have to have music playing. You don't have to be eating something or smelling flowers. This is okay. There's nothing, right? It's still full. And that was like a really, really profound moment for me where I was like, oh, how about that? I didn't know that that was possible. You didn't answer how big the farm is. 200 hectares. Hey, Google, what is 200 hectares in acres?
200 hectares is equal to 494.211 acres.
494 acres. Joy. That's a lot. Yeah, it's walkable. You can walk it. Technically, it'll take you a while, but you can walk it. That's great. I'm so happy for you guys. Doug, love is true. Thank you, Sam, for echoing as well. If I could hit the nothing button right now, I wouldn't hesitate. Even if that means nothing for everybody. It's a bit selfish, don't you think? Right? What about babies being born right now? Babies getting their first taste of a kiwi fruit, being like, what the fuck's this? And then suddenly nothing, right? That sounds like actual hell. Wait until stream is over, Dan. Then you can nothing, everything, all you'd like. Sam, I love going for sensory deprivation floats. It's the best. Unfortunately, our place closed down due to COVID. That sucks. I want to maybe start one as well eventually. I need a lot of income. I need a lot of capital to actually start, like one, rent for a place, two, all of the equipment, three, all of the upkeep, salt replacements, four, employees. Yeah, I don't have close to that amount of money yet. Give Melt a bad answer and watch him lose his mind. I don't like bad answers. Do you know what I mean? If I ask good questions, I want good answers in return, right? I do pride myself in asking good questions. I've been, listening to a lot of philosophers in my life, and apparently a man's character, a man's wisdom, a man's character and depth can be evaluated through the questions that he chooses to ask, right? So I'm like, yeah, ask good questions. And then if I get bad answers in return, I'm like, you dare answer me poorly? Right? Like I feel like a good question also allows you so much depth in your own soul, to be yourself kind of vibe, right? And if somebody hides in that moment, it also pisses me off. Simon and Lisa joining us too, sending both of you blessings. Nice having you. I'm just feeling shitty again, and I wish I felt nothing. Tired of the ups and downs, Shan. That's how it is, Dan. Right? It's like we keep saying this, bro. We keep saying this. It's how it's gonna be forever, even if you die. Right? It's still gonna be up and down because it's a universal constant. It is the rules. That's the rule, Dan. Right? You asked for everything, and now you're getting it. That is it. That was like me and Christian's psychedelic conclusion, right? We took 5 grams of mushrooms together, and we were staring back and forth with one another and having conversations for 4 hours straight. Right? One of the true things that came out of that is that we're all pretending, right? All of us are pretending. You, Dan, are pretending right now that you are sad to have the experience of being sad, right? And then a week from now, you're gonna be pretending to be feeling good so that you can have the experience of feeling good. And then the other truth that came out of that conversation is like a cosmic one, right? To see ourselves as God, to see ourselves as children of God, to see ourselves as godlike entities. And as these godlike entities, we asked of ourselves everything. And now we're getting it forever. But that means both sides of it, ups and downs, right? There is no escape. You asked for everything, and now you're getting it forever. That's what it means. This scarf doesn't have any holes in it. I was like tripping out about it for a second. I'm like, bro, does this scarf have holes in it? Does this everything have nothings in it? I just get crushed by them. The shitty feelings, yeah, dude. That's why we get, absolutely ecstatic by the good ones as well. That's the fractal we showed up for. Both sides of the everything. Not here to be told that my feelings are pretend. Peace out. Okay, Dan. Cheers, bro. Plus, it's Sunday, Dan, but keep fighting. I just get crushed by them. Interesting point, Melty. Love is true, Simon. Dan, I'm sorry, I was trying to be silly. Like, it seems like we're not allowed to do that, Shan, right? Like, you can only try so hard, Like, it's the whole fractal of you can only help those who are willing to help themselves. And I'm not here to be told who I'm supposed to be, kind of vibe, right? So yeah, leave if you want to. It's not that serious. Today's whole stream topic starting. It really is not that serious, right? Do you have food to eat? Do you have a roof over your head right now? You have it better than a great deal many of people, right? Like one of my favorite fractals is if we could all drop our problems in a pile on the ground right now and then scramble to get ourselves a different problem and then scramble to get our own problems back, you will be left with worse problems, right? Really, really conceptualize that. If all of us could just drop our problems on the ground and then had to pick up something again, you will be left with worse problems. There are way worse things in the world. And I'm not saying that your bad feelings aren't valid because there are worse things being experienced, but it's a matter of perspective. And if you keep giving yourself the worst perspective, oh, I would rather just have nothing than this sad I'm having right now, then you're disillusioning yourself, right? And this is the joke, right? You'll find out either way. You're gonna die eventually. And then upon death, you're going to know again at least something of the everything. And then you're gonna be like, oh, how about that? I learned a lot of lessons. I came here for a reason. And now I'm gonna have to go back. Maybe as something else, maybe as the same thing. One of the conversations I had with Christian this morning, where he mentioned that one of Nietzsche's conceptualizations is that what if you don't reincarnate as different beings over and over again? What if you live the same life that you're living right now over and over again? And after you do it once, you have to do it the exact same way for eternity after that. How would you live your life? Right? And living our lives like we're, looking for nothing isn't a life that's going to be good for you to live. Look for love, and you will find it. Look for nothing, and you'll find nothing. You won't find nothing. You'll find nothing as a nothing, right? You cannot find that. It doesn't exist. You will suffer because you want for things to be differently. It is you doing it to yourself, pretending, right? Whether you want to believe it or not, whether you want to take that as offensive or not, it is you pretending by not paying attention to what you're supposed to be doing, right? Man, like, oh, look at these problems I have. These problems I have is insurmountable. There are people who have literally died, people who have literally starved to death, right? Holding hope out that they might find food at the end of their starving to death, right? Like, sure, they would probably also want to have nothing, right? Oh, I would rather experience nothing than feel this pain right now. I had that experience, right? Where as a kid, my mom tells me I can't have ice cream. And I go, I would rather be dead right now. I would rather be dead than not have ice cream. That was a stupid child thinking that for himself, right? It's not true. It was maybe a feeling in that moment, real in that moment for me, but it doesn't make it a truth. Love is true, regardless of what we want to believe, regardless of how good we get at convincing ourselves otherwise. It is starting to rain, so I'm going to move my things into the shade area. Boop, boop, doop. Nothing doesn't exist. Stop looking for it. You will look forever. So start looking for this. The right here, the right now. The quintessential moment that all of us have come here for. Man, my light is almost dead. That makes me sad. I need to maybe charge it a little bit before Sangha or something. Do doop doop doo. There we go. Your friends are not on a very stable surface right now. Here we go. Do 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 do. Yeah, it works. It's not that bright, but it's better than nothing. Da, na, na. I just sent you a DM in Discord. So much alliteration. Thank you. I appreciate that, Joy. Love is true. 118, a number of divine significance. What does it mean to you, Joshmo? I had a dream about you last night, bro. So I feel like it's nice for me to know that you feel significance in that number as well. This is my default mode, Chan. Hello, Eva. You want to sit on my lap? No? Okay. This is my default mode, Shan. I have brief moments where I think I'm moving past it, and then I get dragged into the hole again, and I want it to end. I wish I didn't exist. Keep wishing, bruh. You won't get it. I know you're not here anymore because you left because of me being based, me being brutally honest, but that doesn't exist. You won't get it, ever. Never, ever, right? I don't believe, at least. I don't believe. Killing yourself doesn't take away the pain. It takes away the possibility for the pain to go away. Right? You cannot escape what you're here for. Temporary feelings, Dan. That wish will absolutely come true, Dan. It's part of the promise of being born, but it's what happens in between that matters. Beautifully said, Joy. Sorry, I'm way behind, Dan. Love you, buddy. You were worthy and you were loved. This too shall pass. I haven't said those words in a while. Thank you, Josh Mo, for reminding me. This too shall pass, right? This moment, if you're the happiest you've ever been in your entire life, this too shall pass. If you're the saddest you've been in your entire life, this too shall pass. It's both inspirational and kind of a bummer at the same time, and that is reality. There is no way around it. It will, Joe, but then another thing will pop up and I'll be temporarily optimistic until it turns into another disappointment and deepens the trauma. Yeah, that's the story you have been telling yourself, Dan. And no matter how hard we try to tell you a different story, you have to tell yourself a different story, right? We can try and help. We can give you other stories to tell yourself, but it's going to be up to you what story you tell inside, right? Bandwidth, over and over again, inside of you. That is what you experience. It's your internal narrative. Nobody can do that for you. You have to do that for you. It's what we do here. It's literally what I call these streams, conscious evolution, right? You have evolved as a physical being up until this point. You find yourself as this form. Now it's up to you to consciously evolve. Are you suffering because of your own internal narrative? Evolve. There is no escaping it. You need to evolve. I get what you mean, Dan. It can be rough dealing with the ups and downs, but you can always go up when you're down. And I'm happy you're here to let us be here with you for the down times. Showing up every day for love. Thank you, Shan, for doing that as well. I can't go up, Shan. I can't just change how I feel on a whim. You don't have to. You have to be present. You have to be present, right? You have to be here for what you are experiencing right now. Suffering is wanting for things to be differently. If you're feeling bad right now, that doesn't mean that's going to be permanent. But if you feel bad and you are actively going, I don't want to feel bad right now. I want to feel something else. I want to feel something. That is suffering, right? Feeling bad and suffering can sound like they're the same thing, but no. Feeling bad is significantly less worse than suffering, right? Suffering is a state of being. It's like, man. That's suffering, right? You're doing, most of us, at least in my mind, do that to ourselves when we want the things to be differently over and over again. My dad started talking about fighting that is happening in Gaza. And then I gave him a 5 minute slap in the face about religion and governments and human nature. I think I might have busted his ceiling, but he's playing guitar and singing songs to my mama, so maybe it was a good thing. Yeah, right? That's love, dude, right? We might not be able to change those things, but we can change the way we feel about them. Again, even in those things, suffering is wanting for things to be differently. You can go, I'm gonna go and fight them. I'm gonna go and kill those peoples. Or you can play guitar and sing to your wife, right? Which is going to bring more love into the world. You have that power at all times, right? On a whim, you have that power. Namaste, Lisa. Blessings to you. Do-doom, do-doom. We're all just trying to help, but none of us are professionals. True. This is true. It's called taking therapy, talking therapy, what we're doing. All therapy is talk therapy, right? Technically. No. We're professional people, I guess, but all imperfect too. Love watching dogs play behind Melty. Pippi is being calm right now. Pippi! Pippi voelt er. Hij zijn moedertjes. A little tail. If only we could be as happy as them dogs. Yeah. Right? Absolutely nothing. They ain't got no jobs. They ain't got no girlfriends or boyfriends. They ain't got no nice houses. They ain't got no nothing. And yet happy. Right? That's why I do believe that dogs are our teachers. They teach us how to unconditionally love. Unconditionally love our lives. Unconditionally love one another. Unconditionally love this experience that we're showing up for. But some of us are bad students. We have a hard time learning. If I had to live this life again, I'd save all my loose change forever. We'd all be uber rich. No. It's like reversing time, right? Like you live this life once, and then you are stuck in a loop in that life for the rest of existence, right? I'm not saying that's how it is, but what if? And what would you live like if that is, right? It's a good question to ask yourself. It's like memento mori. You will die. Remember that, right? That's a Stoic suggestion. I believe in the monasteries, the monk monasteries, they do that as well. You look at yourself in the mirror and you go, I will die. Me, I'm gonna die one day. This is reality. What am I gonna do to live today? Right? Gives you some context. I watched this video of a dude who has had cancer since he was 15. He had his leg amputated because of how cancer-ridden it was. And he's walking around, he's hiking mountains with his new robo leg, right? He's had multiple diagnoses. Like, he hasn't stopped getting cancer since he was 15. He's had multiple different bouts of cancer. And every single time he gets cancer, they give him like 3 months to live, right? Like, that's his reality. He's a 20-something-year-old who has had multiple dealings with death, who has accepted death, multiple times in his life. And he's happy to be alive, right? He's happy to be present for this moment. And he said this line that's still echoing in my mind, where he goes, some people only truly start to live once they know they're going to die, right? And I feel maybe Dan needs to reach that point still as well, right? Like believing that he wants nothing is an illusion, unfortunately. It's a pretend. Whether or not he wants to hear that, I still believe it. Because I used to say the same thing to myself, right? I know that. That's the thing. It's not like I'm speaking out of my ass, like I don't know what that's like. I literally went as far to kill myself. I measured my dose and then I added alcohol to that dose to ensure that it kills me, right? I get it. I get it. Sometimes it's unbearable. So much so that you can be driven to the point where you go and kill yourself. It was a lie. It wasn't true. Love is true. That was my mind fucking with me. And it was pretending, because it is pretending. It takes a certain set of data and then it keeps echoing that set of data over and over in my mind. The set of data that I was echoing is nothing is important, right? Nothing is important. Because in the grand cosmic scale of things, my life is but a blip in the cosmic time scale, right? Completely insignificant. When I die, everybody is going to move on with their lives. And on top of that, nobody will care after a year. Right? That was the shit I was telling myself, the things I was pretending. Are any of those things true? No. I was pretending that they were true because things are important, right? Me stopping to help someone, that's important to them. So boom, nothing isn't important, right? Or nothing isn't not important, whatever, right? People are going to move on with their lives. That is technically true, right? But the people that I have influenced in my lives, some of them might not move on, right? Some of them might be irreversibly ruined in a way where they feel even more dread about this reality. They feel a deep sense of loss. And people aren't going to care a fucking lie, right? Of course, people are going to care if I kill myself. So I was pretending so convincingly that I could lead myself to killing myself, but it wasn't true. It wasn't true, right? And if I didn't reach a point in myself where I could admit that to myself, I wouldn't have gotten past it. And I have to, be that voice for myself as well sometimes. Remind myself that you can be really good at pretending to your own detriment. Doom to doom. I've been saving loose change for 10 years to save for a family vacation. Bless Lisa. I hope that you have it very soon. Joe, my bootstraps broke, pulling them up. What now? That you zip ties. 43 degrees, working in the cold, wet earth. Happy to spend it with you, humanimals. We love you, Duck Dad. Thank you for showing up. New boots, 1,599 with $500 deposit and promise of firstborn male, Duck. Not gonna be in Sangha today. Love to you, Joy. It's okay. Joe, currently using zip ties to hold up my pants. Belt was in a duckling room and didn't want to wake her. What did you dream about, Joe? Let us know. Oh no, Joy, that makes me sad. We'll see you again the other side. I think you weren't there last time as well, right? We missed you then too. Perhaps next Sunday. Guess you can just be barefoot like your ancestors, Duck. Thousands of years of that, and the human race is still around. Clearly, it's not detrimental to your overall health. Up for interpretation. Management, I dreamt about swimming in a beach, but I wasn't a humanimal. I think I was a seal or something. That sounds blessed. Or maybe a penguin. I remember walking on two legs. Probably penguin in that case. Maybe you were a Sasquatch. Sam, I never know how dude dug deep holes with shovels and no shoes. Shit hurts. Dwarven liquor. All upper body. Dudes has to be wasted. I mean, a lot of them were, right? Even like in the Industrial Revolution, at the start of it, people were giving their factory workers alcohol so they could cope with the working conditions, right? And then they figured out coffee eventually. And they were like, yeah, this is better. This is better than making them drunk. There were so many injuries. Shovels were hand tools until we got good boots. I imagine I laughed out loud. Joe, that's a good point. I never considered how footwear could impact agricultural practices. See, Sam, I know stuff. Sure, this conversation would be super fascinating to Shell as well. Where the fuck is she? Maybe she's busy right now, loving her kid, or loving her beloved. Maybe she'll be here soon. Maybe she'll join us for Sangha. A week from today, I'm taking Duckling to her first concert. You guys know how much live music means to me. It's weird that I want to go with her to the store to pick out a punk rock outfit. I don't think it's weird at all. Sounds like good dad is a cool dude memories. How old is she? 6, 7? I think she's old enough to remember these things. So I'm happy that you're doing it with her at this age. She probably out saving the world right now. Yeah. When I refer to you all, when I refer to you all to other people, I call this my support group, but you are also much more. We're happy to be your support group as well with the Duck Dad. We are a group of supportive people after all. I can be a little bit brutal, right? I do lean into my masculine. Fortunately, I have a bunch of divine feminine friends in this space as well that apply the softer touch. But I can be a little bit pick you up from your bootstrapsy sometimes, right? Because that's what helped me, right? I had to. Nobody was gonna do it for me, right? I couldn't. There she is, Shell. We were just talking about you. I had to. I had to realize that nothing was gonna help me as much as I can help myself. And it was a hard reality for me to kind of like come to the conclusion of, but as soon as I did, my life got exponentially better. And I hope for that for all of our friends. Duck, same here. When I talk about this group, I refer to the space as my people, my morning coffee shop, and recharge station full of love and encouragement. I'll take this moment to say thank you. Thank you to Brother Joe Schmo for being a part of this beloved group. Not weird at all, Duck. I used to love dressing up Amara. I have this super cute pic of her when she was a little with red plaid pants and combat boots. She looks so flippin' cute. That sounds adorable. I love you guys. Have an incredible time, Duck. Bless. I'm grateful to have stumbled in and found a friend in each other. It's a great coffee shop. I like that. We'll do the coffee shop in physical reality as well. We'll call it the melting pot. What do you like that? Yeah, I like it too, Joe Schmo. I've actually been thinking about that for a long time. I want to create the melting pot, right? Because a melting pot is also a place where people from diverse backgrounds and different, ethnic religions, different cultures, different skin colors can come together and be together, right? A melting pot. I hope you guys have an incredible time. Melt, you said you had a dream about Joe last night earlier. I was asking about that. Oh, it was not like a very clear dream. It was like I knew it was Joe Schmo's place, and I knew I was going there. And then I got there, and it was very wild, right? Like I was like, this place feels like it is being consumed by nature in the best way, right? There were like plants everywhere, like it was like rough, but like I was like trippy rough. I don't know how to explain it properly. It was just like visceral. Like I was like, shit. I feel like I'm in the jungle right now. And then I went to there was like his main house, and then there was like a smaller little house, and I was gonna sleep there. And then there were already other people in like that little living room, and then I was like having conversations, and then they offered me edibles, and I was like, yeah, I like edibles. I'll have some edibles. That was the dream about Joe Schmo. So it wasn't like me and him having a heart to heart necessarily, but just a fractal like that. Management, I figured what you were asking. I just felt like sharing. Love is true. I'm happy that you also share your dream, Brother Bear. I slept in because I can. No fear. Bless you. I'm happy that you're having a good Sunday, Shell. Joe was just regaling me about shovels. Regaling? I don't know what that word means. Being a hand tool until the innovation of boats. The melting pot. Can we do fondue too? Yeah, why not, dude? Fondue and coffee sounds like a vibe, bro. That sounds like such a good time. We all share our silly and serious sides. Love is true, right? It's the fullness. It's both sides of reality. We're not pretending to be something we're not after all. Melty, you just described my environment. This world is full of plants and life and edibles. Seems my dreams are on point, Joshma. Let's pull a card, shall we? She's 4.5 years young. Oh, okay. I mean, maybe she'll still remember. I just like, my mind is just going to this place where if you're going to do stuff like that with her, I want her to remember, right? I want her to feel like the specialness of that experience. Chocolate fondue, please and thank you. I haven't had chocolate or cheese fondue in my life, but it does sound sick, right? Dipping small food items in cheese or chocolate, that sounds like a whole vibe to me. Maybe one day. Maybe once I create Melting Pot, the little coffee shop. No fondue, people always being nasty and dipping their fingers in. Can't trust anybody around that shit in a party setting. Oh my goodness. Use the sticks, people, please. Use the sticks. Keep your fingers out of the fucking fondue. Oh my goodness, the Melting Pot. Fondue, coffee, decaf for me, and conversation. Sounds blessed, right? Who Needs Tears is here with us as well. Blessed to you, dear friend. I know I've read your comment, but just want to say your name. Let's see. Love you, Shan. 1111, it is. Let's see what card we pull today. Having talked about nothing. It's blue and orange. Let's see. You see. That is blue and orange if I've seen it, bro. Holy shiznit, though. That's pretty trippy. 33. Peles Summons. I was thinking blue. The background color is definitely blue. Right? I mean, it's like bluish. Like those are blue. And like that's like a darkish blue. And it's a lot of orange. So I'm gonna take it, bro. Blue and orange is correct. Damn. Yo. Yeah, right? I've been missing Jovan in chat today. Has she been here? Maybe not. Love to her as well. Let's see. What does it mean? Peles Summons, and I love you, Joe. Bless. I imagine some hearts burn to be had after some coffee and fondue mixed. Heartburn. I don't get that, fortunately. Maybe we'll have... I forgot what you call that. I miss Jovan now too. Me too. She's probably out there being her loving self. Maybe getting some rest or something. Sorry for making us miss her. Peles Summons. Rainbow adorned crown. Like this is a mountain spewing lava. The lava is the face. There's a pentagonal spiraling cosmos at the center of her. Lava flowing. All right. Alrighty. Let's see what it means. Card number 33. Regeneration, transcendence, and excellence. The five-sided geometry of the pentagon informs this card and speaks of regeneration, transcendence, and excellence. These elements fuel the invitation and directive of this powerful volcano goddess. She presents her summons as energy flowing from her rainbow-adorned crown. At the core of this call is a pentagonal spiraling cosmos. This card summons you to recognize your personal potential and transcend the obstacles to the expression of your life's purpose. The obstacle being indifference, the obstacle being looking for nothing. Every life. Yes, yeah, I'm almost getting angry at Dan right now. I breathe. Every life. Every life. Every life, damn it. Every life holds the potential of excellence and fulfillment. Every life, no exception. No exception. Every life holds the potential for excellence and fulfillment. Sometimes we become caught up in life's flow and lose sight of our dreams and visions in the process. It may be helpful to shift your attention to that of the observer so that you may gain a wider perspective of where you are today. Are you content with your life's direction? Are you following your bliss? This may mark a time when you make decisions that will change the fundamental nature of the way that you live. It could indicate a time of regenerating, of renewing faith, of finding your personal truth. Conversely, this card may help you realize that the truth that is most important to you is the very essence of the life you are already living. This is a summons to excellence and the renewal of your personal truth. Woo! Yeah. 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 Thank you, Sacred Geometry, for always being so on point. Dan, maybe you're not here now. You're loved here, no matter if you are up or down. Again, your comment beautifully said, Shell. If you're sad, be sad. If you're happy, be happy. But we don't want you to be what you're not. And you are not nothing. Ever. Ever. You're never nothing, right? Never. It's impossible for you to be nothing. Of course, we will encourage you towards up, but we also embrace your lows. Life can be torturous. Torturous. Tortuous? Torturous. Vomiting ashes upon the land so that life can bloom from the ashes. Absolutely. Shell, did you get your game? I'm kind of curious to know how your first trip to Skyrim. Shell is playing Skyrim right now? Excuse me? Good. Play Skyrim. What a world. What a world that is. Friends, I love you so much and consider you individual hearts as precious resources of the earth. Me too. Thank you, Shell. Sorry, I was supposed to keep that on the down low. Not yet, Sam. Yesterday is a blur. It's okay, Sam. Skyrim is a wild fractal. We could talk for hours. Absolutely. Let me guess, Joe. Either Breton or Arcadian. I'm getting ready to go on that journey. Spot on, Battle Mage. Yeehaw, man. Love is true. Okay. Let me tune us out with some Kalimbine. And then we'll see the other side. Ah, bruh. I'm fucking bummed out, yo. Yeah, see. Fuck it. Nothing, huh? You want nothing? Keep looking. Keep looking. Nothing doesn't exist. It is an illusion. It is a philosophical concept. That we can consider, but we cannot experience. Smiles and smiles and smiles cover my face. Love is true. I usually go dark elf for stealthies. Yeah, me too. I put so many arrows in these. So many arrows. I mean, I put them in their faces technically, but you know the joke I'm making. Hey, there she is. We were just talking about you, Jovan. That's wild. I was just connecting with my brother over Skyrim yesterday, Shell. You'll love it. Bless. I usually go Dark Alpha Stealthies, but the real question is, do you bow to me? Oh, bow to the knee to the Empire, or do you throw your lot in with the Haltric Stormcloaks? Stormcloaks all the way. You'll be okay, Melty. Stealth Usher is the best build. Oh yes. This is true. Right? Tried and tested. I'll be okay, Joe Schmo. It's just, yeah, I'm tripping out, bro. It's like I I like solving problems as a masculine entity, right? And I specifically get very triggered when the same problem keeps happening over and over again, right? Like the fractal of if it smells like shit everywhere you go, check underneath your shoes, right? Like that's the vibe, bro. And I don't want to feel that way. I don't want to feel that way, kind of vibe, and it's making me feel bad, bro. It's like I want to be love, I want to be calm, and I want to be guru, and I want to be all of these things, but I'm sometimes too brutal, bro. Like the part of my masculine, that's used to be warrior, wants to kick ass. I've been resummoned. Love yous, we love you too. And then a Jobo comes along and lights up the spirits of all who encounter her loveliness. So much bless. Yeah, I'm feeling a sense of lightness. Someone's visiting. I think Joe's reading me. Daily affirmation. I take life one step at a time. Thank you, Finch. Thank you, Finch. Let's see who's visiting. Oh, it's Joe Schmo. No, it's Jovan. I told Joe Bot I've been thinking of you lately, and it turns out Joe Bot has been too. Wanna hang? Send good vibes back. I'll send some calm because I need some right now. Love is true. There we go. Let's play some Kalimba, shall we? 3 minutes and 47 seconds. Let's go. Whoosh. Stream done, Puppy. You almost piqued my. I'm losing my shitometer with your growly growlies and nothing again, you sweetie patweetie. You sweetie sweetie thingy. I want to sweetie sweetie. No, much, 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 much. Eating you. Eat this. Ay, 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 ay. Ay, 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 ay. Ay, 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 ay. Ay, 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 ay. Ay, 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 ay. Much, much, much. The good old Daggers. Okay. Yeah. That was a good conclusion to stream. I feel like the rage was changing the way that I was playing my kalimba as well. Right? It was a more like, oh, yeah, oh. I felt like that on the inside, and then it came out that way in the kalimba as well. 47 on the battery percentage for some synchronicities. Let's see. And a bunch of things were said. I hated feeling like I had to fight all week. I hated it, but I had no choice, so I fought. So if fighting has to happen sometimes, I need a way to get my feelings clean afterwards. I get that. Having a release. Sam, I'm just referring to my last endeavor into the realm. Zetas was my heavy weapon orc. Smashy smash. Smashy smash. Shell, I apologize for the abundance of spoilers in here now. That's okay. Shell, I'm glad you are feeling clean after a week of the trenches. You're a badass, and I know you will bounce back before you even fall. So much love. I know how not to read. I know. I won't spoil all of the goodies for Shell, the Forgotten City mod. I didn't want to play it. Like, download mods, actually, Shell. Good thing to do as well. Like, play the game with mods right from the get-go. I never did the college stuff. What? But I was talking to my bub about how I might whip out the old Xbox 360 and revisit it. The college stuff was pretty sick, in my mind at least. It's such a great ride. Joe, I got Duckling, that flappy ear, a Jack Skellington hat. Here, she said, it's the best and cutest daddy ever. I can't not look at it and laugh. Joe General, bless. Thank you for sharing it with us. The Forsworn was Ryan, and the Blamer, so much fractals. DLC content. There's our Shan message. Sam, I started out benevolent. Yay, caught the end. Love to you. Jules, it's nice having you here, friend. Our gateway process. Benevolently, mostly neutral, but eventually I end up dominating everything and killing anyone who messes with me. Yeah, but you say first, right? You hit F4, or F5. Hit that button, quick save, and then you kill everybody, and then you go back to your previous save. It's like, yeah, if you only knew how dangerous I am. But I keep saving your lives by reversing time. Let's go for a Shan message. Have the most beautifulest day, everyone. I sincerely love you all so, very superly, the duperly, extremely, enormously, humongously, gigantically, gargantuanly, vastly, supremely, dearly, beloved, vividly, vibrantly, vivaciously, Meltmore, and all of you, oh so very amazingly, splendidly, spectacularly, breathtakingly, astonishingly, enchantingly, charmingly, captivatingly, remarkably, gorgeously, beamingly, shiningly, epically, magically, magical, divine, treasured friends that are blessed to lovingly enjoy the nothing and the everything together. Thank you, dear Shan, for taking the time to bless all of us with your loving words. Shell Jr. says it's installed and ready for me to start. Have a good time, dear Shell. Thank you for joining us, dear friends, for another moment in conscious evolution. Love is true. Believe. And I'll see you again soon. Tomorrow. Bless you.